Greetings everyone, it's Michael Anastasiadis here, mortgage advisor from Bosanoff Mortgages. Mortgages Made Easy, coming to you live with your weekly mortgage and interest rate update. And I'm going to flick my camera so you can see the interest rates, and I'll share them with you all. So here are the fixed rates at the moment. These are the best rates I can get from the big banks. There's a bit of a spread here, and just like I always say, you've got to have that 20% deposit equity for these rates, special rates. 6-month rates, still a bit of a spread, 4.45 to 4.69. 1-year rate, 4.59 to 4.69. 18-month rate, still a big spread here, 4.79 to 5.09. 2 years. Now this is what I'm going to talk about a little bit, 4.99 to 5.19. Some of the banks are still offering 4.99. There is one that's got 5.19. Some of the banks have moved from 5.19 down to 5.09, now to 4.99. So that 2-year space is where the banks are competing at the moment. And then you've got your 3-year rate there of 5.29 to 5.45. So I don't really have many clients fixing for 3 years, but that 2-year rate, that's where all the action's happening. And then the OCR, next OCR announcement, 8th of July. And that's, I've been reading some of the information from the economists that I get from the banks and other independent sources. Looks like it's still a 50-50 split. Some of them thinking there'll be no change to that OCR in July, while some of the others are picking that it'll go up. The pressure is slightly off the Reserve Bank, especially with interest rates sort of being on hold around the world. The situation with Iran's improved for now. Oil prices have come down, so the pressure's off the Reserve Bank to leave the OCR as it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does go up in July. Now, if it doesn't go up in July, looking at the board, 8th of July, then the 2nd of September is the next OCR. Now, 2nd of September, we're going to be in the middle of the election campaign. So, yes, with the next one on the 28th of October. So, I don't know if the Reserve Bank is going to be confident enough or willing enough to change the OCR during the election campaign. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do one now and then wait and see. The Reserve Bank usually is late to the party to put rates either up or down. So anyway, as soon as we know, you'll be the first to know when I do my updates here. Helping a lot of first-home buyers again. I say this every week. We've had a few more clients get their offers accepted. So first-home buyers, you've probably heard about it, read it about it in the media. They're having a field day at the moment. It's a great time to buy in Wellington, and they're out there buying. So if you're a first-home buyer and you've been thinking, hey, should we get into it? Should we buy now? I'm telling you, if you've got a good deposit, at least 10%, and if you're not borrowing more than 5 times your income and you've got that job certainty, security, then get in touch, because you're probably closer to home ownership than what you think you are. So we can make the numbers work and see what we can do for you. And even better, get you pre-approved, and then it's up to you if you find that house or not. But better paying a mortgage than someone else's rent is what I say. For my clients that I've got pre-approved, great weekend in Wellington. It's going to be raining all weekend. So great time to be out there looking at the open homes, because I can tell you, if you love a house on a bad day, you're going to love it on a good day. So it's really good that you go and see the area and the property on a bad open day, on a bad day in terms of weather. So then you can see what it's like, you know, what's the house like when it's dark and raining? What's the street like with parking, things like that? You know, what's the access like when you're walking to it in the wet and wild weather that we have here in Wellington? So really, really good time to be looking at open homes during winter, because that's what when you see, sometimes you can see the house at its worst, which isn't a bad thing. And if you're thinking, hey, what do the repayments look like? Like I say to my clients, jump on their mortgage calculators. There's lots of them out there. I use the sorted.org.nz. that's a really good calculator to show you what your repayments will look like. So then you can say, hey, you know, just because Michael's got us pre-approved for this amount, it doesn't mean we need to borrow that. So it's really good that you run your numbers and you know what you can and can't comfortably afford for you and your circumstances. Anyway, guys, hopefully this was useful. Hopefully you've enjoyed those rates. I'll come back to you with some more tips and tricks. In the meantime, I might come with something funny for you tomorrow afternoon, and watch this space. You'll have some different videos coming up on this, on my feed here in the next coming weeks that I'm sure you will enjoy. In the meantime, God bless, ka kite, and see you next time.